In this video I will explain how to paint the color yellow and show you one simple hack to understand it forever. I will demonstrate what we learn on this cool yellow Imperial Fist Space Marine. Enjoy! Introduction. This is the introduction. The color yellow. For many are crooks to paint. You can go with many recipes and exact color explanations, pink underpaintings, and I bet you learned to paint brown underneath. But what if all that is unnecessary, if you once and for all understand to paint the color yellow? I mean really, in full, without any questions left. The knowledge of this video is based on my color theory series, and I can only recommend this video series to you if you're unfamiliar with mixing your own paints and making colorful decisions while you paint. Find the link below. In many guides you can read and in many videos you can see that you should underpaint yellow with a brown or paint it on top of a white primer or pink underpainting, as finding a yellow with good coverage on a dark primed surface is always tough and almost impossible. There is a lot of truth behind these tips, but basically they can be returned to a basic element from the color theory and the color wheel: the complementary colors. Let me explain the easiest way to understand yellow to you. All works by using its complementary color. Do you know which one it is? What is the complementary color to yellow? Ja-jingling! Thank you for enjoying my videos. Please know that you can help this channel grow by writing a comment and pressing thumbs up if you're enjoying this video. For further support, you can become a channel member here on YouTube for €1.99 a month, or go all in and support me via my Patreon and benefit from regular artist diary, creative challenges and deep insights into my workflow. Have a look and thank you for your support. As yellow is one of the three primary colors in the color wheel, its complementary must be a secondary color, mixed from the other two primaries, magenta and blue. Means the complement to yellow is violet. Yes, correct, if you thought that. They complement each other in creating harmony and intense contrast when used together. Yet they also desaturate each other when mixed into each other. Have a look at the color theory videos I did recommend to you earlier. Link below. Yeah, okay, I tell you this. I have to tell you this. I remember such a good story of my dad who started to paint oils on canvas in his pension. He asked me, "Hey Roman, you must know. I'm painting a yellow yoga energy canvas meditation picture and I want to make that yellow darker. I tried with black and it looked like ugly poop. I tried with red, but it just turned orange. How the heck can I make yellow darker?" I told him, "Mix in a tiny drop of violet, Dad." His first reaction was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. Why should I?" But look at what happens when I mix a tiny drop of purple into yellow. It turns brownish, sandish brown. The more violet you add, the darker it gets. It is crazy. This is the perfect shadow color for yellow, as when you bring back yellow in the mix, when you push it backwards, back into the saturation of yellow, these pigments will be natural friends. They hold their hands. Of course, the result can vary from whatever basic yellow you use, but in fact it is always the same effect. Funny side note, mix a drop of purple into yellow and then add a bit of white and maybe a tiny drop of black. You will receive the perfect bone color. Unbelievable! Is there a perfect yellow to work with? No. There are different ones in terms of pigment, warmth and intensity. You choose on what you need and want. But is there a perfect violet to work with? No. You can either buy one or mix one from blue and magenta. When mixed, it can result in a more bluish or more magenta-ish tone, you can say. A colder one or a warmer one. depending on your percentage of color that you mix in. When painting, try to mix a strong violet with no tendency to warm for cold, or your yellow will also change accordingly. Too much blue will make your yellow shadow turn greenish. Too much warmth will make your yellow shadow lean towards orange. Of course, this can all be used as an effect. You see, there is no wrong. You are the king of mixing your paints. That's why I suggest always make experiments and try on your wet palette or a piece of paper before you paint on your miniature. When painting yellow, well no, always when you paint miniatures you should do so with clean painting water. Especially with yellow, you should force yourself to do so. Yellow is quickly polluted by dirty painting water and everything can be a mess very quickly. The big question, what yellow to choose? Well, give it a try and experiment with what you got now. See how different yellows interact with different violets. And enjoy. And make a decision. You always decide the outcome. If you're unsecure, do some test mixing, experiment here and there, and then in the end you will be more secure and gain experience and confidence. Now let's put this to a test and let's paint an Imperial Fist Space Marine. In this video I will mainly focus on the yellow armor and the approach of creating a good shadow tone and how to build up the strong yellow from it. Enjoy! I'm starting from a mix of yellow and violet to find my shadow color and place it all over the model. I try not to paint different material like bags or the face on the model, but if something happens, I do not mind. The consistency of my paint is yogurt-like, you can say, and I might need 2 layers to have it all opaque and covering. To achieve the yogurt-like consistency, I add a tiny drop of water to the paints I use. When this is dry, I add a little bit more yellow back to the mix to increase the saturation and build up my volumes again. I imagine a center light coming from the top onto the model, and with this I start building up shapes and volumes. More and more yellow will be added to the mix, while my initial darker tone still works lovely as a shadow. I do this until I arrive at pure yellow. Of course you can always stop before that. But beware, your initial road back to yellow should not be happening on a small surface. So what I'm trying to say is, when you start with your first layer of the violet and yellow, and then you add your first step of yellow, try to make this not too small, or there's no space you can work on. Keep it large, you can say, but still keep everything that points downwards in the shadow tone. Let me explain this with other words. With the initial way back to yellow, you define how large your yellows will become. If you are not bold enough and keep the initial areas too small, you will only build small surfaces of yellow and will not transport the main information of yellow with shadows on his armor. It might look like a more mustard armored marine with yellow dots. Depending where your journey in painting yellow took you, and if you are happy with the outcome, you can always play on top of that, of course. You want a warmer yellow? Then tint it carefully with some thin glazes of more Indian yellow or even orange or brown. You can use regular paints and thin them down with water, or you can use inks, washes and contrast paints, whatever you want to use that. I would always go careful and thin these colors even more, and rather do several layers than one that is too heavy from the impact. You are in charge to paint your vision. Experiment with confidence, find out what you like, what steps work for you, and grow your painter's instinct. I will finish up this marine now and show you some of the glazing work and the final result. I wasn't able to film all of it as I finished him while I was teaching a private coaching session. I hope you enjoyed this video lesson about painting yellow and learned a thing or two. Tell me in the comments if you still fear painting yellow from now on. I do not believe so. Tell me what you will paint with your new skills in painting yellow. Thank you for your support and commenting, pressing thumbs up, subscribing, or even becoming a channel member for €1.99 a month. Or even a supporter via Patreon. Whatever you do, your support is crucial, and I'm grateful. Arigato. Roman out. Keep on heavy painting. Bye bye.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up.
There's a fly. I hope I don't hear the fly on my recording. And a cat. Was it a bird? Introduction. Following, you will find the introduction. INTRODUCTION. Introduction.